I'm putting this video, doing this, onto these woods. It's not the closest woods to my house, but it's pretty close to my house. To share some personal shit, give a bit of a personal update. Yeah. I recently got diagnosed with a tumour behind this eye, and some swelling around this eye, and that's probably causing the squint in this eye. And yeah, got a tumour, and I'm dealing with a lot of existential awareness and a lot of things that are very really fucking tough and challenging, and there's a lot that's a lot that's just thrown up for me, and I could talk about individuality and whatnot here, but I don't feel to. I've already discussed that in other videos and in other places. That's all in my awareness. And while there are others going through this with me, this is something that is very much something I'm experiencing. And that's an individualizing. So it thrusts me into an awareness of my own individuality. That's what I say on that for here. Yeah, but with this new medical stuff, which is very familiar and reminiscent of old medical stuff, thinking about the brain tumor I had, there is there's not enough of space for things in my world which I'd like to have in my world. There's not a lot of space for some of the activities I'd hoped to be doing more of now, because I've just got to take care of myself. Just got to look after me and not push too much, not overdo. I'm one for really wanting to be really active. So one of the things that the last tumour gifted me was a motivation to be just really committed to doing lots and lots of shit. And so I'm intentionally taking something of a bit of a focus in writing stuff and other activities where I'm not going to be writing as much as I have been. I have a few things kind of ready to go, a bunch of poetry zines, which I'll publish soon. There's a short story that I've done which is kind of ready to go, and an essay that was for a talk that I was going to do at a book fair, which I ended up not doing because of I learned of the tumour the day before I was going to travel to the book fair, and it was just like, it's too much. But hopefully that talk will happen in another way, and I'll put the paper out with that. So that's all stuff that's like already there. And in terms of writing stuff, I've made a start on my next book project, book on preservationist ethics, because that feels really relevant to my experience right now, thinking of my own self-preservation, and how much my own self-preservation is found in wildness. And as Thoreau said, how in wildness is the preservation of the world. To paraphrase Thoreau. So that's going to be like basically the only writing project I'm going to be really focused on for a while, for the foreseeable. Though I have been asked to do one essay for one project, which I will probably do. And then the rest of my kind of writing will be coursework things, which, yeah, I don't really put out publicly. And in terms of it's really difficult to know what to say, and feeling that, and this shit's really heavy, and with that heaviness, I am making space for life affirmation and intentionally celebrating each day with stupid holidays. The other day was Voltairemas, and celebrating, like, just celebrating being alive, because I'm really glad to be alive, along with all the shit that involves. And I think a lot of my praxis is going to be focused on just that thing of just really celebrating being here. I've come to these woods immediately. This is my first stop after having some blood tests. So with that, there's something of like, blood tests are a fucking shite experience, and there's something of like, comes to the woods somewhat to really be with the living, to really, like, yeah, it's autumn, yeah, there's a lot of decay and a lot of leaves that have fallen, but there's also just so much life, and I can hear bird song, and I can appreciate this space and celebration. Yeah, so that's kind of where I am and what I'm focused on right now, alongside like my studies, my training in terms of the therapies I want my personal medicine person praxis to be like drawing from, and start a new job which is less hours and far better for me, and that's been a really cool thing. So yeah, there's more space for that celebration, and there's space for dealing with this tumour shit. I think the last thing that I'm going to mention, because it feels only right to mention, is, well, it's already habitat for a spider. It was jump ship. Now it seems. Hopefully you're alright, Mr. or Mrs. Spider, or whatever. This arrived in the post today for me. Beyond the Dark Horizon Volume 3. Sent to me from Australia. I have a couple pieces in here. Not named, don't need to be named. And just feel to read them. They're both poems. Yeah. So I'll read these poems, and that's going to be the end of this video. The dark sunrise on the horizon. Where to my eye, ground and sky meet lies the horizon, moving with my perceptual field. The horizon is a place that is nowhere and everywhere, whilst never being here. The horizon is always there, over there, there at the limits of my visual field. There is something maddening about never being there at the horizon, because as I move, the horizon moves. Where I move, my limits change. I cannot know what is happening at the horizon. Life is there. Life there is uncertain to me. It is a thoroughly unintimate encounter, devoid of touch, smell, or taste. In the darkness I encounter uncertainty, and in the endarkening of the world I experience unknowing. To those animals who have sought to survive amidst the totalitarian presence of mass extinction culture by embracing the dark of night, in darkening through becoming unknowable or non-localizable, the darkness has become a means of escaping the gaze of totalitarianism. I do not find darkness to be lightlessness. Endarkenment strikes me as a space of dark light, not a blinding brightness that renders the world unseeable, but a cool and gentle light that is blended with intensities of darkness. Dark light is fuzzy and shimmers with beautiful indefiniteness, affecting the space so that all is undefinable. I am imagining now a dark sunrise. There is a blinding brightness to the promises of transhumanism, salvation through the development of cyborgist technologies and extraterrestrial colonization. Vita Moore, McCaskill, and other long-termist exotropians historicize blindingly bright optimistic prophecies of amelioration. These prophecies require the techno-industrial ritual sacrifice of the living world, which is the everyday normal of totalitarian agriculture's practice of annihilation. I see no horizon in this future. Not just because there is no horizon in cyberspace or outer space. I see this as horizonless, as I see all of civilization's attempts to technologically transcend the living wildness as failure. With no horizon, there is no sunrise, and no dawning of this day promised by transhumanism. I see a dark sunrise just beyond the horizon. It's uncertain, indefinite, and undefinable, but I see it. Like a beech tree lit by moonlight on a clear night, quite different from the blinding bright artificial lights of transhumanist prophets. The dark sunrise is a pessimistic, beautifully somber light, an apocalypse uncovering that hidden by the blinding light. Dark sunrise is the destruction of the future world prophesied with the sacrifice of the flesh that is the living world. There's morning with the morning of the dark sunrise. There's a dawn chorus. There's a sound unlike any I've heard before. There's beautiful music to dance to this day. Here as I dance, I am the horizon of another, existing at the limits of their visual field. If you can catch a glimpse of me amidst the darkness of your horizon, you are seeing an animal, not enslaved by technology, who freely chooses what they do and do not to survive amidst the machinery of Moloch, long-termists, transhumanists, green technology fetishizers, and Kaczynskian-type Luddites who preach that life and freedom is bound to technology. But I do not experience life this way. I see many living individuals choosing to act as if they are not free, to reject the reality technology constructs, while actually being wild living beings, free to embrace the living world. I wonder which is worse, for individuals to be enslaved to technology, or for individuals to be pretending they are. If you catch a glimpse of me dancing amidst the dark light of your horizon, before the dark sunrise of a terrible and untamable dawn, whose chorus sounds like panerotic amorphal, the madness of pessimistic life affirmation, you are seeing an animal who you may well never know, but might meet you, or just catch a glimpse of you on the horizon, while we wander the wilderness, perhaps not with aim or reason, but with purpose and desire. That's the first poem. And the second one is an antisocial ontology for surviving mass extinction culture. Tribe. Not as ethnicity or any other collective identity binding individuals in servitude to the productive machinery called society, but being with, as direct relationship, face-to-face living with, community as friendship as mutual affection and mutual affecting. affecting not as cause but as care. Gardens, like Epicurus being away from Athens, gardens as space away from the polity, without the escapism or desertion or retreat. An antisocial space for being with friends, gardens as non-anthropocentric space for non-anthropocentric friendship, where species being and speciesism end. Biospheric egalitarianism as eco-egoist communism. Becoming animal, dehumanism as self-overcoming, self-actualizing as becoming me, animal as individual, singular, unique, becoming animal in gardens, with tribe, affirming the wild freedom that I embody, my life as anarchy. Cloisters, walkways for isolating in the open, breaking the law of non-contradiction as ontological anarchist praxis, cloisters as space for solitude with others, where encounters occur, realms for demembering and remembering. Surviving. Within the planetary death camp of mass extinction machinery, survival as rebellion and refusal, will to life as revolt, the preservation of me as the preservation of Earth, the preservation of Earth as the preservation of me, the preservation of others as desiring life, preservationism as resistance, life-affirming care, non-conformity to too fucking late capitalism's productivity, ending Moloch as celebrating being in the world. Yeah. You can read the whole thing online for free. Be well.